Well, let's talk about some another sporting event that's held down in Florida once a year,
Uh,
where the rednecks and the cops go head to head.
all right.
Florida man.
So this was the inaugural season, and I'm kind of upset that I missed the memo on this one. However, they're going to be doing it down here. It's literally like 30 minutes down the road from where we're at now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Where was it at?
St. Augustine, which I actually
There you go.
misspoke last week about Orlando being the Golf Hall of Fame. It's actually St. Augustine area. So,
That actually makes sense.
so,
I
so,
mean, it's named after grass.
yeah. So here we go. So some guy was like, "Hey, let's put together an event to honor the Florida man." Right? The Florida man's got this whole reputation of what you expect. Everyone knows that you never know what to expect out of Florida man, right? So they built a whole event around Florida man. And I was like, okay, so what does this mean? They're doing bath salts? I don't know what to expect from this event. Upon further investigation, it's actually probably most of our jam. So it started off with the national anthem being played old school, or I say old school, like rock style on a steel guitar, whole thing. Oh, dude, it was
Nice.
yeah, it was
Nice.
awesome. So they opened up with the national anthem. I was like, cool. There's your America points. It's funny that we were talking about the news articles, the news people talking about different takes on it. A lot of them were like, yeah, it's like nothing but brawling and gunfire and reptile wrestling. And then I kind of watched watch the videos, and it's like they're wrestling a inflatable gator. I was like, okay, cool, all right, cool.
Peak Florida man right there.
So they created this big mud pit inside of a like inflatable pool, and they had the puggle sticks. You know, the puggle sticks that that you trained on in the military, right? And they were literally duking it out in a mud pit, and I was like, oh, this. And then the next clip showed sumo wrestling, and I was like, okay, sumo wrestling with like the Walmart inner tubes around your waist, and you've got a pint of beer in your hand that you're trying to keep from spilling, and you're trying to get the other person to either fall down or to spill all of their beer. That sounds awesome, except for the waste of beer in the process.
Yeah, so live from Florida Man competition next year is what we're talking about.
That's what it sounds like.
That's going to be the real money maker.
No, it's not live. We're participants next year.
We're hiring a film crew next year.
We're going in full Texas gear too, just to upset the event.
Florida man is actually a Texas man.
So
hang on.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit a timeout because I'm gonna expound upon that real quick.
All right.
What if this turns into like a basketball type of thing, and we have like Florida man, we have Texas man, we have Louisiana man, Montana man, and then like there's like a combining of who is the manliest man, and you take one event from each of them, and you make like USA man.
So like a Miss America pageant, but
for drunk dudes that are wrestling animals.
I like your thinking on this. However, it depends on the events that they choose. Because I know that if they do some cold weather polar bear shit, I'm out.
Alaska man will have that one.
Yep.
I can do it.
Or Utah man.
Utah man.
Utah man. That's awesome. Sorry, Jody. Go ahead.
No, it's all good because that's actually kind of interesting that you brought that up. So the last event that I found absolutely hilarious was they literally brought out St. John's. I believe it was the sheriff's department, out
Yes, I hoped you were going to bring that up. Oh, that was my favorite too.
St. John's Sheriff Department came out in force, and they're like, "Hey, you get to go run these guys down." And they were running an obstacle course, stealing bicycles, throwing gators through windows, knocking over cows. No cows were harmed in the event. It was all like cardboard cutouts of cows. And I don't remember what the final part of that obstacle course was, but all the while there was officers chasing them.
That was my favorite part. That was so awesome.
And the fun thing is we've had this discussion a little bit about the law enforcement here are absolutely badass in Florida, and they played the part very well. Yeah, but one of the articles I was reading was talking about that in order to be an entrant, you had to sign a waiver that you might be injured and you might get arrested in the process.
How great would that be if there was a headline that said, Florida man arrested at the Florida Man Games?
Nice.
Yeah. And I was like, but again, remember how I was talking about the swings of the news media on this? I was like, I don't remember seeing anything about that. But there was one news article that was like, yeah, you might get arrested and you might be injured in the process.
So the part that I didn't see that was definitely a Florida man thing is smuggling cocaine into the state. Was there an event like that?
Because that's not a Florida man thing.
It's a Cubano man thing.
A Colombian thing.
I hear you.
All
right. Okay. So let's play a little game on part of this. So, Jamie, what would be a Utah man game that we would have to play if we played like a version for the whole country?
I would say, let's see.
So I don't know. No. I mean, like it's got to
involve snow.
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be Utah based. I'll go first, right? So like, I'll give you three, right? I'll give you one that's animal related, one that's 100% Texas related, and one of them that's alcohol related.
Mm-hmm.
So in Texas, the animal related thing would be you have to like wrestle a steer or something like that. Instead of a gator, it's a steer, right?
Okay. Utah would be like an elk.
There you go.
Mountain lion. For the alcohol bit, there wouldn't be alcohol. It would be a Red Bull because the Mormons hide their caffeine. They don't do alcohol. They hide their caffeine. So
okay.
I'd be like I know a pretty strong Mormon guy that sneaks Diet Mountain Dew.
So what about like the pure Utah thing? It obviously have to do with like starting at the top of a mountain and ending at the bottom of a mountain.
Yeah, I would say some sort of ski and shoot involved with a mountain lion, possibly an elk during mating season.
Oh.
You gotta wear the scent of the lady. I'll leave it at that.
So the Texas drinking game would definitely have to be, you have to drink a pint of beer, and then you have to fight 5 dudes at a honky tonk.
You can't just say a pint of beer. It's got to be Ziegenbach or Shiners, one of the two.
Yeah, that's true. It's got to be Shiner because we know where Ziegenbach comes from, and we don't promote InBev here. So definitely Shiner. Then you got to fight like 5 dudes at a honky tonk, and then you got to like line dance before you like as like a final part of it. So that's the pure Texas thing and the alcohol thing, I guess. I mean, I guess instead of running from the cops in Texas, we drive from the cops. So maybe like a road course where you like have to evade police for a certain amount of time, kind of like GTA
during rush hour.
With
6:35 during rush. with construction, and there's got to be ramps. Got to be ramps.
And you never
And
know
so-
which
yeah.
one's going to be closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't worry, we'll
Yes.
take the HOV. Oh man, it's under construction. Ah!
And you have to jump the high five at the end.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, Jody, I mean, there's obviously a Florida Man game, so obviously we couldn't do that. And Chris isn't here to do the Hispanic version of this game because I'm sure that would be a pretty fun version of that one.
Yeah, I think there's mariachis involved.
Yeah.
And
Why
maybe
don't
some
we?
lawn-mowing with the
Why don't
cut-off
we?
shirts.
You have to cut half a yard and put on half a roof.
All while
Yep.
wearing a cut-off shirt.
Right.
It's a pre-made cut-off shirt.
Right.
But the prize can be in cash only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since Chris isn't here, us as a team will come up with the Tennessee version of this game.
I was thinking California. I think that would be more fun.
Let's do that then. Let's do that. So I'll let you bat lead off on that one.
All right. So the drink of choice would be the nastiest IPA you could get your hands on.
For
I'm surprised you
Zima.
went that
We'd
route.
have to find some Zima.
Yeah.
No, we just have to find some dude that makes like IPA in his basement. They could potentially make you go blind.
That's part of the challenge.
And they also would have a police chase as their state event on the 405.
I would say the
But-
405. Yep.
Yeah, but instead of actually driving, you just sit in traffic and have a police race.
I
high-speed
have
chase.
a one-up on you. All right? We're going to
And you
one-up.
have to be in a white Bronco.
All right. So you have to drive in the right lane because the left lane is packed with slow drivers that don't know what the left lane is actually used for.
Fair enough. Okay,
Uh,
so what's the state game then?
The state.
Oh, okay. Here's the state game. Here, all right. You have to go up to San Francisco, and you have to loot and steal as much stuff as you can in an hour.
But it's got to be under the felony price.
Under
Right.
$7.50.
Right. Shout out Gavin Newsom.
Thanks, homie.
Okay, did we actually come up with a alcohol game for California?
I like the Zima challenge.
But there's got to be like something else involved in that. Like the Texas challenge, you had to like, drink a pint of beer and pint of Shiner, and then fight off 5 dudes and then line dance, right?
All right. So you got to drink a Zima. You got to dress up like the opposite sex, and you got to stroll down to Hillcrest in San Diego and try to pick up another person of the same sex you are.
Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, but something tells me that there would never be a California Man franchise ever brought up to California.
No, because that'd be politically incorrect. To
Yep.
have such masculinity brought to the limelight. But hey, we got Miss California right over here.
No, what they need to do is chug a soy latte while fighting off, or actually dodging shit on the San Francisco sidewalk.
Without getting stabbed by a needle.
Yeah.
Yep. A used
Harder to
needle.
do than you
It's gotta
think,
be a
people.
used needle. Can't be a...
Oh, this one's fresh. I'm good. I'm not out yet.
I love lobbing you softballs, man.
Oh, that's good stuff.